It is what it is. On to the next one. All right, let's see here.
No, this is why I do what I do. This is why I love doing what I'm doing. Hi, my name is Dale Archdekin. I'm the founder of Smart Inside Sales, and today we're going to do a live call review. In fact, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to check out some of these real estate agents who are doing live calling of leads on YouTube, and I'm just going to give you some feedback on what they're doing here. So our company, Smart Inside Sales, we are specialists at scripting and dialogue and lead conversion. And so what I want to do is just run what these agents are doing through our filter of the techniques and strategies that we teach for the scripting for lead conversion. I want to see how they stack up and just give some feedback on what they're doing so that hopefully we can be of service to them. So today we're reviewing Stefanie Kabidi. She is a young real estate agent from Pennsylvania, same state that I'm in, and let's see what she has to say here. So it looks like she's going to be calling for sale by owners live.
Today I'm getting ready to make live cold calls, but not just regular cold calls, specifically for FSBOs, for sale by owners. Don't know how this is going to go. I haven't even role played the script, haven't practiced it. I'm just going all in, seeing how this is going to go. Hopefully we're about to get an appointment set. If I mess up, I mess up, but you know, it's a learning lesson.
Now, my issue here is that she said she hasn't role-played her script. I strongly suggest that she practice her script multiple times with multiple different people. And in fact, if you can practice it with some people that are really tough on you, that's really going to help a lot too. Because for sale by owners, typically do not want to talk to real estate agents. That's the whole point of them doing it themselves. Sometimes for sale by owners don't know any better. Sometimes for sale by owners didn't know where to start or didn't know anyone to call and they just thought they'd try it. But a lot of times they've either had a bad experience with a real estate agent or they specifically don't want to use a real estate agent in order to save commission or control the process themselves. And here's the thing. If you're calling for sale by owners in your market, usually those for sale by owners are more skilled at having conversations with real estate agents than you are going to be having conversations with for sale by owners. So I strongly suggest that you practice before you start calling them. But she sounds really pleasant, so let's hear how she goes.
So before I even started recording, I made sure to pick out the for sale by owners that I wanted to call, the homes I wanted to call. I like doing older for sale by owners just because, you know, they're more stressed. They're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to sell. I really need help. They are more desperate. Sometimes they're not, and they just want to sell at a specific price. But the ones that are older, you know, it's more easy to talk with an agent than the ones that just came on the market.
So here's what I'm going to say about this one. Good on her for getting her list prepared ahead of time. That makes a huge difference, right? That's a huge time saver. My issue here is that she says that she finds that the older FSBOs are easier to talk to. A lot of times the older FSBOs are the ones that are the most difficult, the ones that are the most stubborn. So here's my recommendation. Honestly, like the difficulty with getting people to answer the phone or have a conversation with you, just call every one of them. Call anybody, whether they're first day on the market, whether that's the first day that they started advertising their home as a for sale by owner, or they've been up for 15 days or 30 days or whatever it is. In a lot of markets right now, given the current market, there's not a lot of for sale by owners because properties are selling really quickly. So just call everybody that you can and get your reps in. The more conversations that you have, the more chance you're going to have that somebody is going to consider letting you list their property.
Hello, you have reached Gwen at 717.
A voicemail, of course.
Let's hear what her voicemail sounds like.
Hi, this is Stefanie Kabidi. I'm a local realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Home Sale Realty. And I saw your home for sale, 24 Liberty. And I was just wondering if it's still for sale by owner or, you know, have you guys gotten any offers on it yet? So if you want to give me a call back at this number, 717. Thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, so now I'm just going to critique her voicemail that she left. First of all, you don't need to read the address. They know what address it is. So I think she can really shorten it up, just something like this. Hi, this is Stefanie Kabidi with whatever real estate. I'm giving you a call about your property that you have listed for sale. I wanted to see if it's still available. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. Phone number. That's it. I wanted to see if it's still available. So basically, we're going to be alluding to the fact that we might have a buyer interested in their property. So that's just a real basic script that you can use for a voicemail if you're going to leave one. I don't even think that you need to leave one. So I would probably try and call for sale by owner a couple of times before you went to leaving a voicemail. In fact, I would call them and then text them and don't bother leaving a voicemail. So a lot of times it's going to be their cell phones. And a lot of people don't listen to voicemails.
Oh man, I don't have like a voicemail script, so that was like, wasn't the best, but you know, it's a learning process.
Well, we just gave you a voicemail script.
Learning process. I might call them back later, you know, after I go through the other ones.
I actually want to point this out. I think that's a great idea. Generally, when we're working leads, you want to call a new lead twice in the same day. So you'll call them in the morning, call them in the afternoon, or call them in the afternoon and call them in the evening. So one of the first things that we teach new students to our Conversion University, which is our lead conversion scripting and dialogue training course, is that you want to match the first word. So let's hear what this person said and what she said. She didn't match their first word. And I'll explain to you why that's really important.
Hello.
Hi, this is Stefanie.
He said hello and she said hi. Listen, at the end of the day, we all have this lizard brain thing going on that, you know, is a leftover from our evolution, right? So the word hello is not the same word as hi. It just isn't the same. It gets stuck in the filter that says this is different. So first of all, people don't like phone calls from phone numbers they don't recognize, voices they don't recognize. And if you're a for sale by owner and you specifically don't want to talk to real estate agents, you're already going to have your guard up. So listen, anytime that you're cold calling any kind of lead, or when I say cold calling, anytime that you're calling a lead and they aren't asking for you to call them, just be as clearly similar to them as you possibly can. We all know about building rapport and mirroring and matching. Mirroring and matching goes all the way down to the first word. If they say hello, you say hello. If they say hi, you say hi.
And I see that you're selling it on your own. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, gotcha. And I just had a quick question. Now, are you open to working with agents if we brought a buyer?
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. And that's for 3%.
I'm thinking 2.5%.
A 0.5?
Okay, so here's another thing. There are several kind of standard methodologies out there for working for sale by owners, and this is a classic script where you're asking them, hey, would you be open to working with a real estate agent if we bring you a buyer? You know, I just don't think that these days that's a really outdated script, and there's some more advanced ways to go about doing this, which we get into in Conversion University, and we teach those things. But basically, you really want to not sound like every other real estate agent, and this is a pretty straightforward script that's used by most big box brokers out there. So when they bring in new agents, they teach them these scripts, and then they say, great, go and call the FSBOs in the market. This one here, the other problem with it is she immediately went into negotiating the commission, which I don't think is a great idea. That's not what you're going to want to do. I would avoid the commission conversation as long as possible so that you can get on the same side of the table with this person, discover whether or not you can sort of hook them with the opportunity to make more money or do it faster or make it easier on them before you ever want to get into doing anything around commission.
2.5.
Oh, 2.5. I gotcha. And is the unit occupied or is it vacant right now?
It's vacant.
Vacant. Okay. All right. I got it. And you know, I love the area and your home seems great. I see the pictures on here. And with the, you know, proper marketing, you should have no issues selling it on your own. But by chance, if it's on the market for another month or two and it hasn't sold yet, would you consider working with an agent?
I may. I have not made a decision around that.
Okay. Now, you know, if you said you may, so would it be okay if I stayed in touch with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. What's a good email for you?
All right, listen, I think she's doing a great job for never having done this before. And again, she's following some, you know, not very good scripting that she was given by her broker, which is okay. You know, it's, I guess brokers are not in the lead conversion game and they don't specialize in it. So that's okay. But she has a great attitude. She has a great delivery. So there's obvious issues with this scripting, which is, hey, if it doesn't sell in a few months, would you consider working with a real estate agent? listen, I want to meet with this person right now. I don't want to wait a couple of months. Okay, so let's have that conversation. And there's a different way to pitch this. So one, don't get into the commission with them over the phone, and position it much more like a partnership. Hey, listen, I see you have this property listed for sale. Looks like I can see that you're selling it on your own. If there was a way that I could partner with you to help bring in really qualified buyers and potentially get you 10 or 15 or even 20% more than you're able to get yourself, and it would cost you nothing if I don't perform, is that something you'd be interested in? That is a much more direct script and something that will really hook them and make you sound different from any other real estate agent out there.
You can reach out me at Pawan again.
You said WAN?
Yeah.
You want a pro tip? Tell the guy to text you the email address. Text it to me.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll definitely stay in touch, see how things go. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You got my number now, and I'd love to help.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
She's got the balls to get out there and do this, first of all, because probably 95% of you listening to this haven't actually done this yourself. So that's the caveat. However, this is something that I typically hear from salespeople that don't really have a high quality of training provided to them or a high degree of experience, which is the, okay, well, I'll stay in touch. Call me if anything changes, or I'm always available if you need anything, right? Those are some very just generic throwaway statements that a salesperson who hasn't learned how to really create a good logical next step with a lead will use when they don't know what else to do, right? It's kind of a Hail Mary. Never ending a conversation with a lead without three elements, which is, when are we going to talk next or interact next? Why are we going to talk or interact next? And what will the lead get out of it? What's the benefit to them? So let's do this. Right now it is month and date. Let's do this. We'll be at the end of, let's say this is the end of May right now. We're going to be at the end of June. So let's say that we'll talk again, around June 30th or so. Would a Thursday or Friday work better for you? Great. And do mornings or afternoons typically work better for you, for us to have a phone call? Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put us in the schedule. I'm going to go ahead and send you a meeting invite so that we can talk, and I'll also text it to you. And so what we'll do is we'll talk at that time, and we'll find out if you've been able to be successful in selling this, or if you even have any offers that you want my help in reviewing at that time. So I think that would be a really great way for us to get connected again, and that way I can see whether I can help you or whether I can congratulate you because you've been successful. That is going to set the appointment. That's going to be when we're going to talk, why we're going to talk, and what that person's going to get out of it.
All right. Wait, that was like, I don't know. I didn't go for the appointment. I got the email.
There it is. She's like, I didn't go for the appointment. She's definitely, great personality, sounds really good, and I like the fact that she's reflecting on the conversation that she had, because she's like, I didn't win. How could I have won that? And so, that's the mark of a really good salesperson.
So I can add them to my weekly email, which is, great, but I didn't go for the appointment. I don't know.
I love watching this stuff live because you can see the mental process that she's going through. And you can just tell, she's really positive. So as a sales trainer, as a professional sales manager, sales trainer, leader, when you're sizing up your sales talent, listen to that. Like, look, I want to explain to you what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. She's got a great attitude. She's really positive. She speaks very well and essentially presents herself really well. But on top of it, in the loss, when she didn't win, when she didn't get what she wanted, she's reflecting on, what could I have done better? And she's not blaming it on this for sale by owner for being difficult. She's not blaming the for sale by owner for not recognizing her value. She's saying, I'm in charge of this. What could I do better? How can I improve myself so that I can move forward in the future? So she's taking ownership of that stuff. And listen, if you're a team leader, sales manager, broker owner, these are the kind of qualities that you want to be measuring when you're assessing people.
Well, let me see here. I kind of switched it up. I kind of went off the script a little bit. It says, make sense. Well, I'm scheduling time to see other homes for sale in the area and was wondering if I'm planning to see yours. Okay, I gotta nail this. I'm going to nail this.
So just to reflect on this, what I said was that there's multiple different for sale by owner strategies, and this is a pretty outdated one, where basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, will you pay a commission to an agent if they bring you a buyer, which gets you stuck behind the great bring me a buyer wall. And then you try to set a quote preview where you want to come see their house. And really what you're doing is trying to mask the fact that you're attempting to have a listing presentation with them. And I don't personally subscribe to that methodology. I didn't talk about who I am or what my experience is, but when I was selling real estate, I built my business on expireds, withdrawns or canceleds, and for sale by owners, cold calling, for rent by owners. So doing a lot of outbound prospecting to strangers, and a lot of them didn't want to talk to me. And one of the important things that I did was I never tried to sneak my way into a for sale by owner's house. I wanted to have an agreement from them that they were willing to hear about my marketing strategies or advertising plan, and consider potentially working with me before I made an appointment to go to their home. So this particular script that she's been given, this strategy, I feel is more passive and has a tendency to waste more of your time, rather than having an upfront, more hook-oriented script that then gets the for sale by owner to agree to consider your marketing and advertising plan.
Okay, let's do the next person. I got an email. That's what I do with cold calling with geo leads. I literally work to get that email to add them to my database. So it's something.
I love how positive.
Okay, so let's do this next one. This is literally the last one, but I'm going to call the other two that I left a voicemail for.
To an automated voice messaging system.
Voicemail.
717.
Let's hear how her new voicemail is, since she's done it a couple times now.
Hi, this is Stefanie Kabidi. I'm a local realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Home Sale Realty. And I was calling about your home here that's for sale by owner, just seeing if it's still for sale, 504 5th Street. You can give me a call back at this number, 717-1. That'd be great. And just wanted some more information about the property, and I had a couple of questions. So I thank you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness.
All right. So I think that was much better. She's doing better with her voicemails now. And again, of course, she's very positive. She adds some nice stuff at the end there. Just same critique. She doesn't need to read the address to them. And I'd rather see her do a text than leave a voicemail, honestly. Because, 99% of the time it's going to be a cell phone that somebody's using. And what will happen is if you call, hang up, don't leave a voicemail, and text, I promise you 90% of the time that text is going to get read. And if it's a decent text, it's going to get responded to. Versus a voicemail, which people a lot of times don't listen to. I've been licensed since 2008. And I sold real estate for many years, and then went on to build and manage and lead teams and brokerages. And now, have this coaching and training company where we're dealing constantly with agents, ISAs, teams, brokerages. And this is the struggle is real. It's not that easy. It is a grind. It's a grind. And so I'll give you some tips that made me successful, and it mirrors what she's saying, which is hustle. Find all the potential lead sources, referral sources, anything you possibly can. What Stefanie was missing here that I think would really help her, and that, she should have gotten guidance from her broker, is that now the proliferation, there it is, I got it, proliferation, that means a whole bunch, or the growth of referral-based lead sources, where basically there are people advertising in your market, attracting potential buyers and seller leads, and then giving them to you for a referral fee and no money up front. Basically, once you go to closing, they're going to ask you for 25% or 30% or 35%, whatever it is, of that lead. And so that would be perfect for a newer agent like this. And I don't know why she doesn't have access to those sources, but everybody does. It's not a secret. So that would really help her. The thing that I was going to add to this is she said, I haven't been calling these for sale by owners. One of the things that happens with newer agents is they really get, they just kind of jump around with their different lead generating methods, and they don't really stick to things. So they kind of bounce around. So in order to really perfect what you do, you need to pick a few. Of course, you need to bounce around at first just to figure out what you like and what's going to work for you and kind of what will be the most productive. But at that point, then you need to really lock in, choose what your most productive methodologies are, and just do them consistently over and over and over again until you're a master at them. At the point that I was selling real estate, I was one of the top 3 for sale by owner expired listing agents in my market. If I didn't get a FSBO or didn't get an expired, I pretty much knew who the 2 other agents were that probably got that listing. So that came as a result of just working on it over and over and over and repetitive practicing. So you need to book out your time or time block and say you have, if you're a newer agent, new to the business, don't have a lot of business going on, you should literally be lead generating a minimum of 2 hours per day, Monday through Friday, and add a Saturday in there too. So 6 days a week. And if you really all are a baller and you want to crush it, do 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day, 6 days a week of lead generation, having conversations with people who can potentially buy or sell real estate with you, and you will cut that curve down immensely.
But let's go back and call these other ones and see if they pick up. If they don't, I'm not going to leave another voicemail since they already have that.
Hello?
Hi, this is Stefanie, and I'm a local realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Home Sale Realty. How are you doing today?
I'm busy, but what can I do for you?
Yeah, I didn't want to take too much of your time up. And I just saw your house here, 24 Liberty in Carlisle. And
You can hear the way that this lead, this FSBO, is interacting with her. She's already skeptical. She's already skeptical of this real estate agent who's calling her. And so as we work with salespeople to train them to pick that stuff up, because what Stefanie needs to do now is she needs to be sharper and faster with this person to be able to hook them better, because I'm promising you this is not the first call this FSBO has gotten from a real estate agent, as you can tell by the way she's reacting to her.
And I saw that.
Yeah, I have an offer on it.
Oh, you already have an offer on
I
it?
do. Yes, I do.
Okay, I gotcha. And, you know, say something happens, and because I know with this market, there's always crazy things that come up. And by chance, you know, it's continuing to be on the market for a month.
Here's what I would do. Just to give her this a little more advanced technique. The woman says, I already have an offer on it. I might ask something like, wow, fantastic. So did you get maybe 10 or 15% more than you had hoped for? Did they shoot over what you expected? Right? Go straight to that. Just go straight to the money. Because what I'm doing is I'm testing how happy are you with that offer, or can I potentially, tempt you into a conversation with me about more money? Because I want to tell you guys a secret here about for sale by owners. Sometimes they will just BS you. Okay. If they've spoken to a lot of real estate agents and they've been hassled by them a lot, when this woman says, I already have an offer on it, that could simply mean somebody came to my house and said they really liked it and would talk about it. And then she twists that into, I already have an offer on it, in order to get this real estate agent to go away.
For a month or two, would you consider working with a realtor on that?
I'm very good friends with Bill. I've known him for 40 years.
Oh, I gotcha.
I know everything with Bill. But thank you anyway.
Yeah, no.
That's a really typical objection that you'll run into. So what you heard here is, I already have an offer on it. And then she said, I know Bill, right? And Stefanie's question was, hey, if the offer doesn't work out and, it takes a couple of more months, would you consider talking to a real estate agent? And the woman said, I already know Bill, which, is some real estate agent that she knows. So that happens a lot of times. You just acknowledge it and you just keep on going with the conversation. Don't get stuck on the fact that she knows Bill and that obviously she didn't see enough value in Bill to talk to Bill and have Bill help her with the sale of her home.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course. Well, you have a good one.
All right. Wait, let's hear what Stefanie has to say about this performance.
Okay, she didn't say anything. Okay, so it is what it is. On to the next one. All right, let's see here.
No, this is why I do what I do. This is why I love doing what I'm doing. She probably does not have an offer. She certainly probably doesn't have a written offer. She probably has a lowball verbal offer from probably an investor. And as we already established, she doesn't really value Bill, and that was just a smokescreen. So if we were working with Stefanie, we would teach her how to stay in that conversation, unpack how real that quote offer is, and just pretty much dance around Bill, demonstrate a value, and nail an appointment to go and talk to that woman to show her what we can do for her.
But yeah, so definitely have to, role play even more to get more comfortable with it. I know I was going off the script a little bit here and there, but other than that, like just reading through it now, it's a good script, and I can understand and see why you can get a lot of appointments this way. It's just practice, practice, practice makes perfect. So guys, I highly encourage you to also go out there, talk to FSBOs. Sometimes you will get an appointment, sometimes you won't. That's life for you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So what you'll typically be looking for sale by owners, depending on your market, depending on how things are going, depending on how easy it is for them to sell themselves, or whether it's a listing or a seller's market or a buyer market, you can generally set an appointment where they will consider talking to you, depending on how you package it, with 1 out of every, say, 3 or 4 people, FSBOs, that you talk to. And one thing that I want to talk about here is, as I had pointed out at the beginning, that Stefanie really artificially limited the pool of people that she had to talk to. And if she's struggling for leads, if she's struggling for business, and really needs to establish herself, she needs to talk to everybody. Do not limit. Do not scale down. Like, don't shorten the list of for sale by owners that you're going to call. Call all of them. And we noticed that she only had 2 conversations. So although she made 5 or 6 dials, she only had 2 conversations. And so at the end of the day, what really matters are your contacts, your conversations, your interactions that you have. And if Stefanie had been texting these people after calling them, she probably would have gotten a couple more conversations to happen. So really your strategy matters, your scripting matters, your presentation matters, and how focused you are for how long you focus on actually making contacts and getting in any way possible in contact with somebody to have a real estate conversation. So I'll give you, listener, some advice here. When you're prospecting, you do it for a solid hour. Obviously, you can do it for more, 2 hours, 3 hours. But if you look at it this way, if you're going to do it for 1 solid hour, focus on prospecting and focus on contacts. And if you're doing single line dialing like what Stefanie's doing here, then shoot for 5 to 8 contacts or conversations or interactions in that hour, right? Shoot for 5 to 8. That alone would make a massive impact in Stefanie's business, help alleviate some of that financial pressure that she has, and get her to be successful faster. All right, thanks for joining me. And listen, if you're interested in more information, you want to know what we do within Conversion University and Smart Inside Sales and how you can get involved in our scripting and dialogue training, then click the link in the description below. Thanks.